What up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of What's in the Box Trek as we come off a weekend that, I don't know, it wasn't a happy one, wasn't an entirely sad one. The Lakers beat Portland last night, 110 to 134. That's the game I'll talk about the most. But they lost to the Nets 130 to 112 in a game that many of us, all of us, thought that the Lakers should win. What's the difference? Well, Portland didn't have a Cam Thomas. That's part one. In the three-point shot. So let's get into it. The Lakers last night, again, beat the Blazers 110 to 134. Lakers put up 86 shots for 54%, almost 55% shooting, while holding the Blazers to 47% shooting on 90 shots. Now, remember, going into the fourth, if you were watching the game, the Blazers were shooting about 52%. So the fact that the Lakers were able to get this down to their average, 46.6%, one of the top, mid-top in the league in defensive percentage or field goal percentage. That was a pretty good fourth quarter. That's pretty much when they took off. Now, this game compared to last game, of 90 shots, the Blazers shot 29 threes. The Lakers, being one of the lower in volume and percentage, but lower in volume three-point shooting teams, shot 33. Lakers shot about 40% from three, which is 39 to 40% from three, which is great. They held the Blazers to 31%. Now, going into that Nets game, man, look, of 95 shots the Nets took, they shot 52%. They shot 40% from three, and they shot 47 threes. Over half of their shots were from the three-point line. I mean, I know that there's the statistic the Lakers last in league in open threes, but I mean, 47 threes is crazy. And if you're on, you're on. So the Lakers, 12 of 33, 36%, I guess not too great against the Nets, but 19 of 47, 19 threes is a lot. That's just a lot. And some of them were just right over the top of people. But anyway, back to the Blazers game. Listen, offensive rebounding, they tied. Right, so second chance points, the Lakers got 18 and the Blazers 15. I think actually that's vice versa. The Lakers gave up 18 and scored 15. Not too bad. Points off of turnovers now. The Lakers, 14 turnovers is not my favorite. And they gave up 15 points or gave up 23 points off of turnovers. No, not a fan of that. Where the Lakers did dominate, again, was in fast break points. There's 35 fast break points to 8. That's pretty much the design of the game, especially when you have two excellent playmakers in LeBron and D'Angelo Russell. People are a little down on D'Angelo Russell overall as a player career-wise, but what we have seen is when D'Angelo Russell has the ability to play freely, which is not just a D'Lo thing. This is a lot of players in the league. When they have the ability to play freely, they actually do a lot better as players overall, at least offensively. You don't all the way see it defensively with most players like that. So let's get into a few things here. First of all, big shout out to Irish BGS and IMUs on Threads. Irish, I apologize for misreading the Salt comment. That's my bad. That was really stupid on my part. And IMUs, thank you for the stat help. I'm going to try that stat out, particularly with D'Angelo Russell as a couple games go forward, just to figure out what the scoring ratio is and what the percentage of victory ratio is for him as an individual for the Lakers. Last year, the Lakers were 13-2 on the season when D'Angelo Russell scored 17 or more points, and they were 5-0 in the playoffs when D'Angelo Russell scored 17 or more points. This year, it's not that cut and dry with scoring. The Lakers are 8-7 when D'Angelo Russell scores 17 or more points, right? So a lot of you are like, yeah, trade the guy. It's a wash. Hold on a second. Let's talk about plus minus. Now, plus minus is a stat that we all love when we all want to use when we want to down a player and when we want to super hype a player. I only trust plus minus when I look at minutes played. All right. So plus minus in 7 minutes, not so much. Plus minus in 25 or more minutes, that's when I'm going to be more. So you've had more time on the floor, right? Plus minus in 30 plus minutes, I'm valuing that. I'm valuing what you did in 30 minutes of the game, over half the game on the floor. The Lakers are 3-14. 3 wins, 14 losses when D'Angelo Russell was in the minus. They are 0-4 when D'Angelo Russell does not play. So right now, as we combine those two, if D'Lo doesn't play or is in the minus, the Lakers are 3-18. Okay? That's 22 losses in total. Okay? 22 losses in total for the Lakers 18 of them are when D'Angelo Russell doesn't play or is in the minus. And yes, it is very close. Look at the other players. It is very closely tied to D'Angelo Russell as a plus-minus player. They are 19-4 when he is in the plus. Now, does that mean that D'Angelo Russell is irreplaceable? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? I am not here to argue with you or debate that D'Angelo Russell is the only possible savior for the Lakers. That is a ridiculous statement. That is not what I'm saying. I'm also not here to debate with you or argue with you that D'Angelo Russell is the problem with the Lakers, nor is Darvin Ham, but I don't have enough episode for that. What I am here to discuss with you is you have to replace production. Okay? You cannot lose production because the Lakers, for the last whatever amount of seasons since LeBron got here, have been looking for a player that will be able to take the offensive production load off of AD and Bron so they can have more chill nights offensively, right? For example, okay, AD took 7 shots last night. He was 4 of 7. He played 27 minutes. LeBron subbed himself out at the end. Whatever. Such a stupid story. But he didn't have to have he can play, as I've been saying for the last 4 episodes, within the offense. He can get out and run, easy points, easy baskets, etc. Right? The Lakers are 8th in assists in the league, and they are 4th in assist ratio. And assist ratio is assist versus attempts and turnovers, right? So they are actually moving the ball really well this season in total. Regardless of the fact that they're a 500 team, they are a team that moves the ball well. Defensively is where their problem is, which is also a D'Angelo Russell problem. So let me get back to my point here. If you're going to replace D'Angelo Russell, you need a primary ball handler on the floor to spell LeBron. So if Skylar Mays is it, then boom, we off and running. If Gabe Vincent is going to come back and be it, then boom, we're off and running. You get somebody like Murray or Levine, but you need a primary ball handler on the floor. What the NBA no longer, where we went from devaluing the center position to completely devaluing the point guard position and saying a combo guard is a winning formula. And yes, teams have won, but when you look at players like Kyle Lowry when he was with, when they were with Toronto, if you look at the Clippers over the last couple of years, a team good enough to win in spite of injury, but once they removed the primary ball handler, they did not look as good. You need a primary ball handler to spell your dominant players. James Harden is making the Clippers better, respectfully, as a primary ball handler. Kawhi doesn't have to do it. LeBron is a better ball handler, better playmaker than Kawhi is overall. But if you want a 39-year-old, and I don't care that he's 39, y'all do. But if you want a 39-year-old to run, control the pace and offense of a game every single play, then you basically don't want a winning team. And the Lakers have enough to win right now. They have enough to win right now. Okay? Look, I'm just going to conclude this thought. Cam Thomas is a streaky player, right? But you cannot leash him. Brooklyn can't put Cam Thomas on a leash. He's got to learn to live and die and fail before he becomes a great player. Minnesota, I like Minnesota, leashed D'Angelo Russell a lot. Brooklyn did not. Okay? The Lakers did with Byron Scott before. Now Darvin Ham is unleashing him. And this doesn't mean that he's going to average 25, 27 points for the rest of the season, depending, no matter what team he plays for. If he goes for a team that's not more playoff bound, you'll probably see more scoring, etc. But he has to be unleashed. As a playmaker, he needs to be unleashed. If you are going to do that, then this tide is going to shift. You're not going to have a Cam Thomas night from every team, every player on every team under 500. This tide is ultimately going to shift. If you trade D'Angelo Russell, I mean, the other player better be as close to two-way as possible, part one, and they need to be able to handle the playmaking mode so that LeBron doesn't have to do it all. That is my only argument here. If you see me on Threads, that's my argument. Facebook, that's my argument. I'm not trying to make D'Lo out to be the GOAT. I'm just saying, from a basketball perspective, do not leash a playmaker and expect positive results. All right, y'all. My name is Trek Life. Hoodie up because I need a haircut. Big shout out to NBA Threads, hashtag NBA Threads on Threads. You can find me on Threads at Trek Life. You can find me on Instagram at Trek Life. And you can find me on Facebook at Trek Life Music, YouTube at Trek Life Music. I will holler at y'all next time. Peace.